He had to come back in the fourth quarter to win games and persevere and really rely on the next guy to do their job and to play at a very high level. So, that culmination of a confetti falling from the sky, it just showed all the hard work that we put in through the course of the year. And it was very worth it.
And one last thing on your former team, Russell Wilson won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, which is a great award for his off the field contributions and stuff. So
he's a tremendous guy in that regard, constantly, looking to give back. Every Tuesday he's out at the Children's Hospital, spending his time with these young individuals who are going through life, altering circumstances. And it kind of puts things in perspective to where we're here, here for the purpose of entertainment and playing the sport that we love and grew up playing. And understand that, we're fortunate to be able to play this game and be able to get compensated the way that, the athletes are being able to get compensated for the sport. But, it goes beyond the field or the court or the course to be able to, have that impact of young individuals who look up to you and being able to inspire hope and give them confidence to persevere through their situations.
And one more last question, too, on the football is Pete Carroll's gum, is that part of his contract or does he pay for that out of his pocket?
The double bubble.
we are talking with Walt Thurmond, and we are going to keep talking to him because we're coming right back. This is The Approach Shot. Every once in a while, a new app comes along that you play with for a little bit. And you go, man, this is so cool. There are so many fantastic things we can do with this. And we have found one of those apps. It's called Stereo. It allows podcast creators to build a more intimate relationship with the fan base by engaging them in direct conversation, because listeners can record a question and send it right to you. You can ask for questions, you can entertain, you can have a dialogue. The Approach Shot is really excited to offer our listeners a new way to interact with us. Join us Monday at 2 Eastern Time for a live show on the Stereo app. Just download the free Stereo app and select Approach Shot. Then you can connect with us whenever we're live. Stay tuned for more details on how to engage with us on Stereo at the end of today's episode. There's a wide range of conversation topics going on Stereo right now. There's comedy, there's pop culture, there's lifestyle, there's sports, etc. And Monday at 2, there'll be us. Go there now, www.stereo.com/approachshot. And thanks for hanging and coming back. We are The Approach Shot. I'm John Ashton.
I'm Neil Michaels, and we are here with Walt Thurmond III, and we've talked a little football now, but as John likes to say, this is a golf podcast. So, Walt, we understand when the spikes got hung up, the other spikes came out, and you started playing a lot more frequently.
Yeah, I would play every now and then at charity events and tournaments, and then, ironically enough, I was at a charity tournament, and it kind of just everything just clicked for me. I just got this itch to play golf and want to get better and pursue this sport. I've always been a very technical person, whether it was cornerback position. I ran hurdles in high school and college. I pole vaulted and high jumped as well. So these, just very technical sports, and just playing golf and being in this individual sport, immediately just fell in love with the sport. I regret a little bit because I had an opportunity from my uncle to take him up on some lessons in golf back in high school. And I wish I would have done it because of just how fun of the game and the sport that it is. Mm-hmm. And really just now I found myself just wanting to perfect my craft.
A lot of high-level athletes like you were throughout high school, college, and professionally look at golf as kind of like, and a lot of people say anything you can do while drinking beer really can't be an athletic pursuit. But it can be, and it is. But what, like you said, just something clicked where suddenly you said, "Hey, this game is not as stupid as it looked."
Well, I don't think it was a matter of that. I think it was I grew up playing baseball. Okay. I did soccer, basketball, and doing football. So being immersed in all these sports that are high speed, you're constantly running all over the place. Mm-hmm. And golf is such a slower paced sport. Right. Just during that time of where I was at, just didn't click to the other sports that I was playing because of the change of pace, I guess. I think that was the biggest thing. And then as I fast forward, now you're taking it in from a different perspective, a different lens, and probably even a different maturity level. Mm-hmm. From not being introduced earlier on of the game to where there's a lot of aspects that kind of correlate to the other sports that I have played, to where I can still kind of tap in to those previous sports in a different kind of format. The individual aspect of like how track is, the mental fortitude that's required to play golf in the variety of different aspects, the discipline, the integrity aspect of the sport. So I think all these different things, just really have a fondness of being, as I become more introduced into the sport and playing a lot more.
How competitive are you when you get out there?
I'm very competitive. More competitive with myself. You are competing against other people, but ultimately you're competing against yourself, unless you're playing match play. But for the most part, it's just you. It's one shot at a time, and it's one hole at a time. That competition level of just being so competitive through my other sports, I love it because again, it's me against the course on any given day.
I have this vision of you in match play, and a guy sinks, a long putt on 18 to win it. You put the club down, put some pads on, and just like nail him.
Not today, buddy.
Probably would be a better game if we could introduce a little defense,
Right. Well, it is pretty funny because when I'm out just playing, even if it's in a group of other people and you're not kind of going ahead, everyone's just kind of keeping those scores. I play okay, but if we're playing like a skins or a match play type of situation, I play a lot better. The competitive aspect of actually going and competing with somebody in that moment just allows me just to focus and tap in so much more that I've started to notice when I get into these type of situations, which is fun too. Yeah.
Let us all feel good about ourselves, Walt. Now you were very successful, like you said. You played baseball, basketball, football, professional athlete. How good are you at golf when you first started?
Oh, terrible.
Hey, thank you.
I think I was 120s when I first starting out there. Then within a year, I was able to drop about 25 strokes there. And then it's just one of those things to where it's the constant pursuit of practice.
Yeah, that's
practice is so important, just to be able to fine tune your swing, fine tune your vision on what you're looking at, and lining your shots up. There's so many different integral parts of the game that I love that also need a lot of work on.
Yeah, I know. You strike me again as being very mature and being very analytical. Did it surprise you, one, and infuriate you, two, when being an athlete, you found that golf didn't come easy?
Yeah, it's because you understand the game at a high level, probably different attention to detail, but then it's knowing that okay, I need to practice. It's probably like coming out of a surgery and rehabbing and, having to backpedal and brake, you're a little slow, your footwork is sloppy. And it's just, the more you're doing it, the more that repetition, because we are creatures of habit, you get more fluid within that. And it was very tough. And it's like, once the bug hit me, I was playing, twice a week almost. I was just constantly out there just trying to immerse myself in the game and play to get better.
Yeah,
and I have some aspirations to play at a high level, and I look at the time that it took me to get to the professional space of playing just football specifically, just kind of setting goals and wanting to be able to play at a high level, just kind of force myself into to getting out there and practicing every day.
Yeah, it looks so easy. And just so many of us get so frustrated.
It's tough to watch these pro golfers out here because they do make it look so easy. It doesn't matter if they're in a rough, if they're out in the desert in a hazard somewhere and they hit a shot under a tree, over a tree, and land on the green 5 feet. And it's like, wait, how did you?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how did you do that?
Like, was it Rory? Somebody, I forget. Oh, it was Brooks Koepka who hit from like under a cactus bush.
Even Jordan Spieth's round that he had on Saturday where he shot the 61 was just amazing. Like he was in, unideal situations, but every shot that was appeared to be bad, he just turned it around and made it like, just the most incredible shot. And just, he was knocking down birdie putts from all over he made it just look so easy. Here's a 35 footer, I'm going to make, I'm going to sink it like with not even blinking.
Now you are using golf as it's one of the things that it's best used for. You're using it for a cause. You've got a tournament coming up. You want to tell us a little bit about that, man? In the midst of COVID, or actually even pre-COVID, immersing myself in golf, there was an opportunity at my former high school, West Covina High School. I'm the head golf coach there for varsity. Right. Took that opportunity to be a part of that, but being immersed in the school system
and COVID hitting and seeing how, these kids just, had their whole season just stopped on a dime with no future inside of what was going to happen, created this foundation called United Champions for Change. Seeing COVID and how it affected education, it just showed more of a divide in the educational space with everything going online, the lack of resources, whether it's from, internet access that we're using this, or, computer, the hardware to be able to get onto some of these classes, and some of the families not being able to have access to these resources. Wanted to be able to create something to assist with that aspect, and ultimately being able to provide athletic competition for juniors in golf and track, as well as tennis as well, to have opportunities to showcase their skills and have opportunity to be able to play at the next level. The same thing with football as well. I was a guy who had to play through my senior year to kind of finalize some of my, my scholarships. Some of these kids didn't even have a senior season. Yeah. They may play, 1 or 2 games that might have been on the cups to receive a scholarship. And it's just unfortunate to where you have an opportunity to further your education, further your life circumstances of being able to, get a higher education, play at a higher level. And, a lot of that is taken away from some of these guys that were just on the cusp and want to be able to provide access to young amateurs within that space.
Cool. Is there a website or something you can go to and check out, get more information about the foundation?
Yeah, UnitedChampionsForChange.org.
UnitedChampionsForChange.org. Write it down. Go visit. Help out. Very worthwhile cause, not just at West Covina High School, but all across the country. Don't go away. We still have a 6-pack for Walt. It's coming up. Be right back.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Generic sildenafil allows you to save up to $650 on Viagra. Why pay name brand prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get the same results for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 50 generic sildenafil pills for just $99. Call 800-590-0443. That's 800-590-0443. Again, 800-590-0443.
I can't get my computer to work.
Let me help you with that.
How'd you do that?
I just got techie with Geeks on Site.
Our geeks literally come on site. No need to stop what you're doing or block off time. We come to your home, office, or wherever you are. And we don't just fix whatever computer issues you might be having. We explain and teach you along the way.
We'll help you instantly. Call 877-518-3283. That's 877-518-3283.
All right, we're back with Walt Thurmond, and it is time for 6-pack of questions. Ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Who's the favorite person you have played a round of golf with?
Favorite person I played a round of golf with? Jermaine Dye, baseball player. He's a scratch golfer. So we were at a Mike Tyson's charity event that were there, and I got paired up with Jermaine and a couple other guys, and just watching his game. And that's kind of when the whole itch for golf came about, was during that round. And it was just, seeing his ability and coming from the same professional background. And it was just very impressive just seeing him play and help me get more into this space.
Who's the person you'd most like to play around with, and that's living or dead, and it doesn't have to be a golf pro?
Oh, that's a good question. I wouldn't mind playing a round of golf with Phil Mickelson.
He just bring lots of money.
we know that Phil's listening, so Phil, I think there was just a challenge thrown down. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you or that you did on a golf course?
Obviously the occasional shanks, are always one. Haven't done anything too embarrassing on the golf course yet, so.
Don't worry, it's coming, man.
That's how you know that he's still picking up the game, because we all have a story. Now, question 4, drive for show or putt for dough? In a best ball, are you showy or are you doughy?
I have my moments of both. If I'm making contact on that driver, then I can hit it a ways there. I have some great swing speed. But the putter shows up occasionally too, though. Especially scramble formats are always nice because you show up when you need to.
Yep.
Showy and doughy.
Gotcha.
Probably more doughy though.
probably more doughy. And we're not talking about the way you look. You know, that's